There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now, you're watching Casino is the Name, and I'm sitting here with Mimi and my cousin PJ. And in this video, we're going to talk about accounting.
Okay.
The reason we're going to talk about accounting is because I actually owe this video to a guy. He's been messaging me on Instagram, and he was talking about what it takes to become an accountant. So I was curious, what do you guys think it takes to become an accountant? I think it's an interesting video just because I know that there are so many misconceptions about this subject. So please.
That you have to know math.
Okay.
You have to be very proficient in math.
Okay, but what about, like, say, education requirements or certifications that it takes to become an accountant?
So I think
To be classified.
that you have to
an
get your
accountant.
CPA. One thing.
Okay.
I think you don't have to have at least a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And then I think you have to have a certain amount of hours
This is good.
up under, I would say, like an accounting firm or like some type of mentorship.
This is really good. Okay, what do you?
You got it.
Okay, so
I don't know.
right here, bachelor's degree in accounting. B, CPA, certified public accountant certification.
Okay.
And hours working up under an accounting firm or an accountant who's already certified. Those three things are the usual things that I hear. Only one of those things is accurate.
Which
CPA.
one? Yeah, the CPA.
This is really good. Like, this is crazy. Okay, so the guy who was messaging me, he also was like, yo, so I got to get the CPA immediately after graduation to be considered an accountant. Mm-hmm. And he said, so how much money is it possible for me to make if I only had a bachelor's degree in accounting? He said, basically, since he wasn't sure, he didn't think that he would be considered an accountant unless he had his CPA, which is the opposite. You do not need a CPA to be considered an accountant.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like, usually it's 24 credit hours in accounting with a bachelor's degree in accounting, finance, or economics to be considered an accountant. That's just based off of most job requirements, whether or not you're looking for the government or looking for some other firm or whatever. Now, a public accounting firm may want you to get your CPA, but you're an accountant at the degree of a bachelor's with accounting, finance, or economics with the right amount of accounting credits. Okay. And those accounting credits could be substituted for economics credits, business law credits, and finance credits alike. They can be interchanged. So, but yeah, I think that's like one of the most interesting things about this is so many people think that you're not an accountant until you get a CPA, and that is not true. As a matter of fact, most career fields probably don't even require you have a CPA, because CPA, certified public accountant. So unless you're working in public accounting, you may not even need an accountant. You may not even need a CPA. So let's say if you worked in audit, if you probably be better served getting a CIA, a certified internal auditor, or getting some other kind of certification. Right. Fraud examiner, certified fraud examiner, CFE. There's a bunch of accounting certifications. If you're going to work as a CFO or something like that, you're probably better off served as with a CMA, with certified management accountant. Mm-hmm. So there are so many different certifications, but the CPA is, you could say, the golden standard, right? But you don't have to have that to work as an accountant. So how much money can you make without a CPA? Or with a CPA. So I know people who have a CPA and they make less than people who don't have a CPA certification. It all depends on the role that you're working in.
Okay.
So can you make $50,000 a year with a CPA? Yes, depending on the role that you're in. Can you make $100,000 a year with a CPA? Yes, depending on the role that you're in. Can you make that same amount of money either way, $100,000, $50,000, $150,000, $200,000 without a CPA certification? Absolutely, with just a bachelor's degree in accounting. Accounting is already it's a technical career field, or whatever, if you want to call it that. It's already a specialized thing. So you don't have to go get a master's degree in accounting to be an accountant. You don't have to go get a CPA or any other kind of certification to be considered an accountant. But I just wanted to clear that up, and I wanted to, hopefully the guy sees this video so that we can kind of clear up some of those misconceptions about what it means or what it takes to be an accountant.
See, I think the reason why the general public always thinks the CPA, because that's the most
Talked
about when it comes to the accounting field.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know anything about like how you just saying the CMA and all the other certifications that you were just talking about. But I did understand when you were talking about you can have an economics degree or a finance degree and just a certain amount of hours in accounting, because when I went to school, some of my friends, they became accountants, but they didn't have an official Bachelor of Science in accounting, you know. But I always thought, just like any other like specialty field, you had to have those certifications attached to your name,
right?
Because those credentials is what was going to get you paid.
Yeah. So it's different from, like, let's say if you wanted to be a nurse, right? And you go get your degree, but you still have to get, you have to take the certification. You have to pass the test in order to be a licensed nurse, in order to even practice. So you may have the degree, might have gone to a pinning ceremony and all of that, and been accepted amongst other nurses as, oh, you finished the program, but you still have to get a license to work. You don't have to do that with accounting. Once you graduate, you can get a job, if there's a job available, but you don't have to get a license. As a matter of fact, even working in, say, accounting as an accountant, you can't, because let's say you graduate with your bachelor's or even your master's, and you're ready to work or whatever, you have to still work before you can even be considered a CPA, because you have to get the hours. Right? Like, you have to get so many hours of working under a CPA or a firm. So even though you might take the test, even if you pass the test, you still have to work and get those hours, but you're an accountant the whole time. And a lot of jobs, you don't need to have the CPA.
And I understand that. It's like a lot of fields also that are similar. Like, you have to have those working hours in order to actually be recognized with the certification. Right.
Yeah. Now, and can you tell me? I'm sure you guys won't be able to, but I mean, it's not your thing. I'm sure it's not your thing, But can you tell me the one thing that a CPA can do that no other position can do, no other accountant can do?
Work for the government.
That's so bad. That's so wrong. No, that's hilarious.
I think
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Just again.
I see like a lot of
that's
CPAs.
funny. Good try.
They have like their own accounting. How would you?
They can't run their own firm.
They'll say.
Okay, so can you have your own accounting practice without being a CPA?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I used to see the ones with the CPA.
Now, can you have a CPA firm without being a CPA? No.
Okay.
But an accounting firm, you can. You can still have your own accounting practice, right? The one thing that a CPA can do that no other accountant can do is sign financial statements. You have to be a CPA in order to sign financial statements. Now, if you're working in a situation where you don't have to sign financial statements, you can do everything else. People you see people go to H&R Block. Who files your guys' taxes?
I filed my own this year.
Nice, my dog. She's trying to save money all the way around. You feel me?
Oh, my auntie did mine.
Okay. Okay. Y'all know people who go to H&R Block. Mm-hmm. How many of those people working at H&R Block are actually accountants?
All of them.
No.
None of them.
Oh man, she's killing me. I'm gonna dispel a lot of the stuff that she's saying right now. I'm gonna help y'all out so we can clear some of this up. Okay, so almost none of them.
Okay.
They may have one CPA working there for like the harder situations or whatever, but almost nobody in there have even a bachelor's degree in accounting.
Oh wow.
They just do
So
taxes.
just tax preparers.
Yep.
Tax preparers. And so, like there's almost no accountants working in there. And then we're trusting them to do our taxes. Or, if could they open their own little tax service?
Yep.
Absolutely. Right? So that is part of accounting. Right? So if I'm an accountant, I can open an accounting business.
Tax
I didn't say it was a CPA firm. I didn't mislead you guys. This is an accounting firm. I'm an accountant. But if I start saying I'm a CPA, then that's wrong. But other than that, we can do almost anything. But just to answer some of the things that she said, you do not need to be a CPA in order to work for the government. As a matter of fact, that is one location where CPAs are very, very rare. Almost no CPAs work for the government, but do you know why?
I would say, why is that?
The government is a not-for-profit business or a government firm or whatever you want to call it. CPA is a public thing. CPA, Certified Public Accountant, which means they are for-profit businesses. So if you're trying to make some money, you can go see a CPA. They might try to help you make things make sense. But when you're working for a government function, they actually have their own certifications that you can get. Of course, you can get your CPA still. They still respect the CPA, but you can get a CGFM, Certified Government Financial Manager. You can get a CDFM, Certified Department of Defense Financial Manager. You can get, of course, your CMA, Certified Management Accountants. You can get your CIA, Certified Internal Auditors. You can get a lot of different certifications.
Oh wow.
Right. But they might be better served. You might be better served getting one of those than getting a CPA if you're trying to get something to help you with your job, because a CPA may not help you so much with your job unless you're working for a semi-quasi government entity, which means that semi-quasi meaning like it has some like private company. Okay.
So do you suggest people to get their CPAs?
It doesn't hurt you.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt you to get your CPA. It can't hurt you. It is the golden standard. The government does respect it. Private industries do respect it. If you were doing accounting, bookkeeping, it's still respected. But will it actually help you is a different kind of question. Like, will it actually help you advance your career, or will it make you more money? In my opinion, I don't believe in over-education, where some people go get too much education and it doesn't work for them financially. It doesn't equate financially to the level of education that they got.
So what you're saying is basically tailor it towards your career path. That
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
go into.
Don't get me wrong. Like, if you get a CPA, you could kind of still, it's kind of like if you get your CPA, just like if you became a doctor, whatever, like maybe you don't want to be a doctor no more, or maybe you decided, I got my MD, but I might just want to work on cars. Yeah, you can go, it's kind of one of those things where you can become a barred lawyer and still do like contract writing, where you're not actually defending people in the courtroom, because this contract writing, you done find a little niche you like, but you're still a barred lawyer. It doesn't hurt you to be a barred lawyer, but you may not even be using that, you know. And so if you were, I know a lot of CPAs that work for the government and tell me that their CPA is useless, but they have the certification, but they're like, it's really useless. Like, I'm not using it at all. But if you don't know what you're going to be then, or what, then yeah, it can't hurt, but it's useless in a lot of situations. But in other situations, it's the perfect thing,
Right,
it just depends
on what direction
on,
you're going.
absolutely. And that's with almost anything.
Okay.
So, are we good?
Yeah.
Are you guys good? By the way, get your Luciano Cartel shirts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the link will be in the description. Right now, you watch a Casino as a Name, and we out of here. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.